Gary, just your reflection on that 90 minutes, please.
Yeah, I think frustrating overall in many ways. I thought we didn't start the game fantastically well, a little bit frantic against a good side. We know, they're in a great position in the league because they're a very good team and very well coached. So, that was a frustration, was the start, and then we settled down a little bit and actually created some very good moments and very good opportunities. So, I thought we sort of entered into that second period of a little bit more composure. Got a lot of the ball wide and actually causing problems. I thought Shemi and Dems actually got into some good advanced areas and causing problems. And then after the sending off, really, in some ways, even though it looks like a great advantage, in some ways it makes the game pretty straightforward. They're going to drop in, they're going to time waste, and they're going to slow the game down, and they're going to take any opportunity they can, which I've got no complaints with. And we've got to be patient and we've got to break it down, and that's not as easy as it looks to do. You've got to play with a bit of control, you've got to play with composure, you've got to try and move the ball wide and stretch the game and open up spaces inside the pitch. And we did it okay, not up until first half, but after the second half started, probably for about 25 minutes, we actually looked pretty controlled and pretty composed. Got the goal, and then as soon as they scored, we give one moment away, we then lose our shape and we become a bit frantic again. So good lessons to be learned, I think. Not every game is going to go our way exactly how we want it to go. But like I said, we pretty much dominated the game without the final touch and the final quality.
Does it show you the progression in the team that we're coming away from a game like this disappointed and frustrated just to get a point?
I think so. I said that to the players after the game. I said, look, we're frustrated because we didn't manage the game as well as we'd like to. We didn't play with enough control in those areas around what was required for a game like that, when they play almost 5-3-1 for large parts of the game. The space is wide. We've got to get our fullbacks high and wide and create overloads down the sides of the pitch. And they slid over, they shuffled. I think they're very good at doing it. They've got three big centre halves who, to be fair, dealt with most of the things that came in the box. And sometimes when you've got to defend in tight spaces and tight areas, it actually makes the game a little bit easier for you. It was just really about not giving them one moment, and having gone 1-0 up, I think that's a frustration, that we give them the one moment where we make a foul that Michal probably doesn't need to make. He's been outstanding for us, but he probably doesn't need to make the foul. It gives them one moment of quality, they score, and it becomes 1-1.
In every championship game, it feels like there's always a different learning outcome from it. In this one in particular, is that the point for you to make sure that the boys, when we have a knockdown like Bristol City equalising today, that they find a way just to get back to the way we want to play?
Yeah, just a little bit more control. I think that's what I said. We lost our way for about 5-10 minutes, started forcing things, started running out of shape, started trying to do things we didn't need to do. Sometimes that happens. Players are on the pitch. Just like when we spoke about Michal getting in the box against Luton and finishing and using a little bit of initiative. Sometimes they'll use initiative on the pitch, but it's not always the right thing to do. So I can't really complain about that. But we just lacked a little bit of control in those areas. I thought our ball speed was a little bit too slow at times, getting it wide. But again, listen, we've had some opportunities. We've had some moments where we need to find a better pass, or things might drop for us. And they haven't today. We've, like I said, we've had 70% possession, we've had 20 odd shots, but at the end of the day, we've got a point out of it rather than 3. So yeah, a little bit disappointing.
We go away from home now on Tuesday night, a really exciting game away to Burnley. The way and the position the group are in at the moment, how much emphasis is on us to go there and try and get a victory?
Yeah, I think you go into every game trying to get a victory. I think you have to do that in different ways. I think you're going away from home against one of the top teams in the division. And you have to make sure you try to find the right balance between how you do that. Certainly we won't go up to Burnley and just sit in and try and defend for a point. We're going to try and cause them problems and get some out of the game. But there's different ways of doing that. But what you will say is, you always respect when teams are. It's a bit like today. You respect what teams can do. We gave Bristol 1 or 2 opportunities, and even with 10 men, they can find their way into chances on goal, and that's what happens. Every team's got that quality, and Burnley have got an awful lot of it.
Perfect, Gary. Thank you.